I bet you didn't know a vet assistant could become a superhero? Think again. In the heart of Feral City, where the streets are alive with the hum of nightlife and the shadows conceal countless secrets, an unlikely hero emerged. This is the story of Mac Carter, a man whose life took an extraordinary turn, transforming him from an ordinary vet assistant into the city's silent guardian. Meet PussyHands, Feral City's new protector. By day, he blends into the crowd, just another face in the bustling city, but by night he becomes something more, a symbol of hope and justice in a city that desperately needs both. Mac Carter was just a regular guy, until one night changed everything. He was walking home from the clinic, the moon casting a silver glow on the deserted streets. Little did he know, his life was about to change forever. Working as a vet assistant, Mac admired the grace and strength of cats. He often found himself mesmerized by their agility and power, qualities he never imagined he would one day possess. His days were filled with the routine of caring for animals, a job he loved, but one that offered little excitement. His fascination grew when he discovered an ancient medallion near the zoo. It was an ordinary day, or so it seemed. Mac was taking a shortcut through the park when he stumbled upon the medallion, half buried in the dirt. It was old, covered in strange symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. When he touched it, he was infused with the essence of a lion and the agility of a cat. Overnight, Mac's world flipped. He felt a surge of power course through his veins, a transformation that left him both exhilarated and terrified. His senses sharpened, his reflexes became lightning fast, and his strength grew to match that of a lion. His reflexes became lightning fast, his strength lion-like. He could leap great distances, scale walls with ease, and his senses were heightened to an almost supernatural level. Mac realized he had been given a gift, one that came with a responsibility he could not ignore. By day, he cared for animals. He continued his work at the clinic, his newfound abilities hidden beneath the guise of normalcy. But he knew that his true calling lay beyond the walls of the clinic. By night, he prowled the streets as PussyHands, the city's silent guardian. Clad in a sleek, dark costume that allowed him to move with the stealth and grace of a cat, he became a figure of legend. The people of Feral City began to whisper about the mysterious vigilante who protected them from the shadows. But every hero needs a nemesis. In the underbelly of Feral City, a dark force was rising. Marcus Vane, a ruthless businessman with a sinister agenda, had his sights set on controlling the city. Enter Marcus Vane, a ruthless businessman running Feral City's criminal underworld. Vane was a man of immense power and influence, his wealth and connections making him nearly untouchable. He ruled the city's criminal enterprises with an iron fist, his ambition knowing no bounds. Vane had plans for the city, and PussyHands was a threat he couldn't ignore. He saw the vigilante as a direct challenge to his authority, a symbol of resistance that needed to be crushed. Vane unleashed Talon, a genetically engineered predator designed to counteract Mac's powers. Talon was a creation of science and malice, a being of immense strength and cunning, designed specifically to hunt and destroy PussyHands. Faster, stronger, and more cunning, Talon was a formidable foe. Their battles were epic, each clash a test of strength, agility, and will. The city became their battleground, the stakes growing higher with each encounter. Their clash shook the city, a battle of might and agility. Buildings trembled, streets were torn apart, and the people of Feral City watched in awe and fear as the two titans fought for dominance. In the end, PussyHands trapped Talon using his instincts. It was a battle of wits as much as strength, and Mac's understanding of his feline abilities gave him the edge he needed. He outmaneuvered Talon, using the city's landscape to his advantage, and finally subdued his foe. But the fight wasn't over. Marcus Vane still lurked in the shadows, his plans for the city far from thwarted. He was a master of deception and manipulation, always one step ahead, always plotting his next move. Marcus Vane still lurked in the shadows, and darker forces threatened the city. Vane's influence was vast, his reach extending into every corner of Feral City. He had allies in high places, and his resources seemed limitless. Yet, as long as PussyHands roamed the night, Feral City had a protector. Mac knew that his battle was far from over, but he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. He had embraced his role as the city's guardian, a beacon of hope in the darkness. Mac Carter wasn't just a superhero. He was the embodiment of strength, courage, and agility. He was PussyHands, and as long as he stood watch, the people of Feral City could sleep a little easier, knowing that their protector was out there, watching over them. The dawn would come, and with it, a new day. But the night belonged to PussyHands, the silent guardian of Feral City. His story was just beginning, and the city would never be the same again. Mac continued to hone his skills, pushing his limits and discovering new abilities. He trained relentlessly, knowing that the battles ahead would be even more challenging. He studied the city's layout, learning every alley and rooftop, every hiding place and vantage point. The people of Feral City began to see the changes. Crime rates dropped, and a sense of safety began to return. They didn't know who their mysterious protector was, but they were grateful for his presence. Stories of PussyHands spread, and he became a symbol of hope and resilience. Mac didn't just fight crime, he helped the community in other ways. He used his abilities to assist those in need, whether it was rescuing a lost pet or helping someone in danger. He became a true hero, not just in the shadows, but in the hearts of the people. Meanwhile, Marcus Vane continued to plot. He was determined to regain control of the city, and he would stop at nothing to eliminate PussyHands. He gathered his forces, preparing for a final showdown that would determine the fate of Feral City. The stage was set for an epic confrontation. Mac knew that the battle with Vane would be his greatest challenge yet, but he was ready. He had the strength of a lion, the agility of a cat, and the heart of a hero. He would fight for the city he loved, no matter the cost. As the night fell, Mac stood on a rooftop, looking out over the city. He knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but he was not alone. The spirit of the city was with him, and he would protect it with everything he had. He was PussyHands, the feline guardian of Feral City, and his story was far from over.